In a world that's evolving faster than ever, this is a space for ideas, knowledge, and connection. Here we exchange insights and perspectives with respect and curiosity, navigating the digital age together. From the mind to the machine, from the human to the future, we're here to explore the boundaries of innovation, creativity, and learning. Welcome to the journey.
All right, let's go. We are on. Cool. So today, slightly different, like as usual, my ADHD. I'm jumping all the scripts and all the ideas I've had to follow through my vlogs, but I have been quite busy editing and trying to round it up my material that has already been useful to some of my new students. And I came to talk about these guys today. Let me minimize myself here. You know, these guys from Crops Not Shops. You know, whoever is here from the beginning or whoever has watched any of my videos, especially from the very beginning, where I used to express a lot my will to go up to Scotland in the mountains and start a wolf pack, which is still, you know, my main goal. But again, you know, I have mentioned that during this, to achieve that, I would have to manage to generate an income online. However, that income has to be something meaningful. You know, that's why the English teaching for me has been something that I can see that I'm doing something to someone. But still, it's a lot of work, you know, as a one-man army, and as committed as I am, you know, I have a few students already starting. I have students with challenges to overcome in the next month-ish. So I am covering all that. On the side, I am preparing more material to fit their needs, you know, so I am putting all there so they all can access that and achieve their goals faster. But yeah, so my idea always being, you know, very similar to what these guys have, you know, like they, oh, let me change here to Pro, I think it's better. So, and by meeting these guys, and then eventually they are already joining forces with some other guys from Access, My Little Farm, I think they are called. And it's really cool, you know, because if you see, it's literally they're creating a more not old school, because every piece of technology that, or knowledge that can be used, that is according to their principles, like, you know, it's not something that will damage the planet, because you have to live in the actual era as well, you know. But they have this mindset where, you know, we can still benefit from a more simple and more connected lifestyle, you know, which is exactly what I think, you know, what many other people think as well. And pardon me. And, you know, this idea of meeting people that have, you know, some similar mindset and ideas. Now through the meetings I can see that the idea is really spreading, not only because they are acquiring new land and this and that, but some tasks are being managed, you know, some tasks are being directed to some people so they can perform that role and act as not only part of the idea, the system that is, you know, the new system that is they are trying to create, but also it makes more organized. It is like a small new society that it is that has seen that what is being given for us during our whole lives, basically. Everything has been a bit of a misunderstanding. Like not really everything that they told us is true. And now with access to information, we can see that, and we can also, with the technology, we can connect with other minds that think alike. So that's the great thing about this. And obviously there will be challenges, as apparently already started with neighbors, and then with people blackmailing them and this and that. But yin yang kind of thing. Like unfortunately in this life there will always be a bad. Apparently that's a need for that, for their imbalance to balance the equation. Yeah. I do believe that we could live in like an avatar world, like more, but still there were, guys coming there to unbalance everything. Hey, so c'est la vie, I guess. But yeah, so the idea of these guys is, it's marvelous, it's brilliant, because even though it is this branch, let's call it, is down south in Access, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a look. Menu, empower, grow, educate. I think in the bottom, we have. Oh no, these guys, yeah, no, these guys from Crops Not Shops. This side's still from around Glastonbury, yeah? Like you can even see here, the land, the Crops Not Shops, 22-acre, beautiful Summerside soil. We are an international grassroots movement that grow our own food, home educate our children, live together in community, and use generative practices where we can. We have fresh spring water, compost toilet, solar powered, overlooking the Glastonbury Tor. It's a magical and blessed land. At Crops Not Shops, we embrace the spirit, heart-based communication and working together. Our home is our home. Our home is your home, pardon me. You are a part of the community. Our heart family. We invite you to embrace the warmth and connection that makes our home truly special. So, as you can see, this piece of land was up there, so I'm not sure yet. You have to go through their news page to see, but as far as I know, they have gotten together with the guys from My Little Farm. My Little Farm. Yeah, with these guys. Yeah, this is the subscription I've done with these guys. It's 100 quid a year. And this is also the same idea. These guys here, they are more focused on farming, as far as I can see, and also intending to develop for living land, for land where people can go and build cabins or, build whatever they feel like building. But I also believe there will be certain rules on what can be built, so it goes accordingly to the movement, let's call it, ideology, yeah? That is, in fact, live in harmony with the environment and with the people around, use whatever tools are available responsibly and ecologically, let's say it, and live harmonically. Yeah. So I believe it's one thing that it will never be impossible at this stage in life to live away or disconnected from technology, for example, because it's not only there, but also there are a lot of things you can use in a way that are beneficial, even to a simpler life. Like you gotta work smarter, but again, you can do less harm to ourselves and to the ones around us, for example, which is already a good start, isn't it? So, in fact, it's the main fear that the main coders of AI always said. Like the problem is not the AI itself; it's not polarized. It is the input that is going to be put that is going to generate something. So if it was trained only for good, voila. But we know that the human nature, some people already have used and are using for harm to others. So all right, but that's the thing. So crops not shops and my little farm. It's my idea is still Scotland. I know that in Scotland is kind of allowed. You can live in the forest as long as you don't damage the environment. So I believe if you have a nice camper van, have your little internet antenna, and yeah, it would be lovely to have a piece of land where you can, have animals, horses, and dogs, and wolves, and everything. But, that's a future plan. But I'm really happy I met these guys. I believe that it is already a win for me, because I see that there are people out there with a similar mindset, and I believe that there are even more people out there that has this mindset, but also, as myself, is still kind of connected too much to the system. And even though, I'm finding already my ways to be less connected, it's still a move to be done, So as myself, I intend to eventually join one of these groups in certain areas, preferably up north, and literally live in the land and help with, daily labor in the farm or in the community or whatever it will be, And they are working on that. So, if any of my 764 subscribers, the ones that are not bots, because I know that because I have paid for ads, I know that some of you guys out there may be bots, But for the ones that are not, if you're interested in something, a better lifestyle, a better and more meaningful existence in this stage called life, have a look on these guys' projects, Crops Not Shops and My Little Farm. These guys are, pretty centered minded, pretty, positive and good human beings, to be connected to. And yeah, if you have a similar mindset, I can only say, join in, do whatever you can to be part of it, get in touch, go to the meetings, and hopefully really soon we're going to be gathered around the fire celebrating, because that's the only way I see this going, It's just growing and developing and things happening, because it's a positive thing, And to the haters, there will always be, there is no bad if there is no good, and vice versa. There is no good if there is no bad. That's one of the way of looking at it, and a very unfortunate, but c'est la vie again, It means that things are working, because when you have opposition, it's always going to be minds there that are not ready fully for such a achievement, So it's understandable that there are people there that get angry because they see others having bigger connection and simpler and more efficient way of living this passage. So, right, again, get in touch if you guys interested, and I think it's pretty cool. I am really hoping to come down and see them personally and start to be more part of it, because yeah, that's how I see myself going through my future, living in a community like this and sharing the idea and showing that it is possible, but also being in harmony with the world that is around and with different ideologies, because people can think differently. That's just the way it is. Okay, see you around, guys.